can start us off, guys. Just how we started with Mar-Jac is kind of an interesting story, kind of a ripple effect. We did a lot of good projects for Case Farms in Dudley, North Carolina, and Winesburg, Ohio. I reached out to Mar-Jac, a guy named Morris Darnell and Philip Turner, and they were really a little bit hesitant to meet with me. So I used some of that Case Farms experience and kind of begged for an appointment. They put me off for a month or so. And I finally said, hey, listen, I'm going to be in the area on Tuesday. So I said, let me come by. And they said, And I said, just let me come by for 30 minutes, just to introduce myself and tell you about our team. And so he said, yeah, come on by. So I stopped in there at about 9 o'clock in the morning. And that 30-minute meeting ended about 3.5 hours later. And the main point of the meeting and the topic is me selling the quality of our team. Design, solutions, estimating, construction. And so as we went through that whole conversation, that led us to what their ultimate goals is to grow their business on a very tight site, which is what we had in Winesburg. So that's kind of the humble beginnings of how we got started with Mar-Jac. Very challenging project. It'll be a 3-phase project that'll go over the course of about 3 years.
So they provided us a lot of information, a lot of data. We started to look at it. And the way that they run their facility today, they already have exceeded their capacity and capability. So the first thing that we knew is we needed to give them additional area of what they could do to process the frozen piece, which that sounded like kind of a funny thing to do because it's only 25% of the overall volume. Mm-hmm. You know, before we even started to price anything that we were looking to do in the facility, the first thing we had to figure out is could we physically just make it work? So what they were doing is they were giving us the challenges, how do we make the overall business better, not just build a bigger building. And I still remember they said, we don't want this automation stuff. But you go back to what you said, you know, how do you get this all started? And when you toss the stone in the water and you start to see the effects of everything else that we're doing, you asked them to go to Dudley, North Carolina. Mm-hmm. So if you would, I don't think these guys know what you and I went through with them for Dudley.
The story that you're thinking of is we spent a day and a half doing a tour there, which I think they said felt like a week and a half.
They said a day and a half with you was like a week and a half.
Yeah, I resemble that. But the point of that visit was very powerful, and the VRT or the GIA VRT that they had in their facility for the past 22 years, I have toured with other customers because we've done. As a company, we've done several. We're probably the biggest company in the country doing automated carton freezing solutions currently, and showing them that facility. I'd done that several times, and so when they got to come over to compare their 22-year-old machine to a brand new machine, it was kind of shocking. So kind of just summarizing that, so it went to you kind of figuring things out, and you kind of figuring out what is the alternatives and different solutions to look at. And then ultimately it comes down to Matt trying to figure out when they ask you, how much is it? Right. So you did a lot of good work. Maybe talk a little bit about the estimating process, because it was very important on this project.
So working with the budgeting was really a lot of collaboration with Jeff. We looked at what it was going to take to build the whole project. Then it got broken out. Took tons of time with Jeff. I mean, down to the minute detail of working through that, because Mar-Jac had a way they wanted to do it. We had a way we wanted to do it. Everybody worked together and came up with a plan on the phasing. And that's...
So let me interrupt real quick. So the massive amount of information on drawings that was coming your way,
correct.
The ripple effect of that is you got to interpret that. So the collaboration was good. And so you spent a lot of time with subs. I mean, we need 3 bids on every job.
Correct.
You know, so maybe carry on that a little bit.
So yeah, so you go through that process with pre-con where you get familiar with the job, and then again with a lot of collaboration with Jeff, that you go through the bidding process with subs. They come back with questions, then it's back on Jeff, then it's the whole ripple effect again where you've got, we need information from Mar-Jac, we need information from design, we need information from solutions, and everybody kind of melts together there and works together well to come up with, okay, this is how we're going to come up with this phase. It's going to keep them operational. And it's taken a big team effort between Mar-Jac and everybody at Primus to do that. The good thing that we've done is in the pre-construction department, you know, we're always learning from what we've done previously, and we've taken a lot of that to collaborate and work towards making the process easier for us. We look forward to the challenge in the pre-construction department, and Mar-Jac's a great customer, and again, we want to have more projects with them and look forward to it.
So in collaborating with Mar-Jac, from our initial meetings with them, we did develop, I felt we developed a pretty deep trust with the information that we were sharing, the information that they were giving us. And we met, I don't know how many months, every other week at the onset of the project, and really developed that relationship. And then in turn, a couple things that stemmed from there, I was able to fold in our design team, the rest of my design team, in particular Brian Tinsley and Gwen Semelink, bringing them on board and letting them meet the client in the client's office, really getting to know Clayton, who's their maintenance manager, Jonathan Parks, who's their refrigeration director or manager, all these key components from Mar-Jac staff to interact with other people than just Randy and I. So again, going back to them, Mar-Jac wanting the best product at the best price and allowing us to help them deliver that. And I think they feel that from us, that rippling effect from the whole team, Primus team, into the Mar-Jac team. I think from all those various levels, there's a great trust and a great collaboration effort.
Well, I guess it's a good time to say thanks to all of you guys for participating. I know that Mar-Jac really appreciates all of our hard work. The collaboration has been amazing. Me as the front-end sales guy, seeing this project come to the point that it is now, I'm very proud. I think it's just been an amazing effort. But as you said earlier, the work is really just starting. My role is kind of got the ball rolling. Now you guys are going to crush it from here on. But I want to thank you, Jeff Humenick, for your efforts and sitting here today. Randy Jennings, the doctor of solutions, thank you for being here. Matt, thank you for all your hard work in terms of all of the support in pricing and budgeting. It's been a challenge, and I'm very proud of the effort that we've had so far, and hopefully we'll go out and get another one.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you.